So even though it's real bright in here, let's pretend we're like in a smoky jazz club in Harlem. It's like 1950. I don't know why, but I'm feeling so sad. I long to try something that I've never had. A hug and a kiss, Lord, what we've been missing. Lover man, oh where can he be? It was a Saturday afternoon in June, and the sun shone down on our naked skin as we passionately embraced and met soft lips and gazed into each other's eyes as we began to make love. Doesn't really happen that way. The real story goes, we had this deep, we knew each other in another life, powerful, magical thing going on, but between me getting tired of you being high all the time and you getting tired of hearing my mouth, and we showed up 2 hours late every time we got together, and then there was that little issue surrounding you and some girl named Denise in the back room at a house party, and, well, it just didn't work out. But I have faith in love, I do. And I've learned and I've grown and I know what I want. I want to debate political issues like who owns Israel and how exactly does the Chinese government operate and what's happened in this country since the civil rights movement. I want to do lap dances on your intellect and wrap my legs around your conscience and do cartwheels and backflips on your innermost self. That vulnerable side we all have where we hide away things that never should have happened and pretend that your dad didn't leave you, leave us. Why do so many black men abandon their children? I want to discuss this with you. And dialogue about how that's not always true, and that some black men hold nothing in higher regard than their families, and how when we have children, you would fit that description. And I want to whisper with Donny Hathaway and Stevie Wonder in the background, and Nina Simone sparking conversation, and I could break out my Native American tribal music, and you would like it, and acquire more knowledge about whatever it is you know that I don't know, and whatever it is I know that you don't know, and I want to relate to you how much Billie Holiday means to me, how she sings to me and clings to me, and I feel like my soul is being rocked lovingly, and how I cry sometimes. Because Miles Davis hits that note so beautifully on Kind of Blue. And I can't believe Clarence Thomas is actually allowed to decide that there should be no punishment for a prison guard who beat 10 teeth out of the mouth of a young prisoner because he stepped out of line, but Mumia Abu-Jamal and Leonard Peltier are locked up in cell blocks. Okay. I want to explain to you how happy I am Lenny Kravitz exists. And how much I look up to Lynette McKee. And then I'll probably have to remind you who she is, but that's okay, because most guys haven't seen Sparkle. But they have seen the Mac, which will then segue us into blaxploitation and Blackula and why that's significant to me and only me, and you will listen and be intrigued and feel for me, but not sorry, because you have your own sad stories to share, and you will. And we'll actually look deeply into each other's eyes, but not corny like, but for real, because you are the one that fits and I'm the one that matches, and we are vibing and not even trying, but falling and walking with grown-up eyes into love. But what is love? I want to talk about this with you over herbal tea or martinis or coffee or Coronas, whatever meets your fancy, because this is about you and this is about me. I want to talk about Greek mythology and African history and why plastic surgery doesn't become illegal when you make yourself look like an alien. And why people of color all over the world judge themselves according to a European standard of beauty. And I want to tell you all about Sophronia and why she is not tragic and how the story really goes, and you'll care. And I want to decide with you who really made Earth and if we can remember our births. And do flowers mind when you pick them for me on my birthday? Because you would. And I wouldn't mind. Because really all I want is somebody to admire the sky with. And I think you might really like it too. If you would just look this way.